In this video, we will add better mobile support here, and we will allow the user to change their guild config. If I have a prefix that is /, and I select general as a blacklisted channel and save. If I go into general and type a command, just ignore this, and I type ping, what is our prefix? Our prefix is /, that didn't work. That means our prefix was different, so if I type /ping, it also fails. Now if I go to a different channel and type /ping, it says pong, .ping, it doesn't say anything. So we did change our prefix and it does ignore the general channel. So let's get started. Hello there. So we left off with tabbing, and now let's add the ability to actually edit your guild config. So first of all, there are some styling issues. Let me show you. If we go to mobile and we scroll down, we get this. So how do we fix that? So in modules, what we do is we search. We're going to replace this display 3 with display 4 only in the modules. So you can type module / and that will work. And now when we refresh, it's still not working. Let's fix that. Let's go into overview. So for each of these columns, Control D, we're going to have col LG for 3, col MD 6. Boom. And that stacks nicely. And now that works, as you can see. So for some reason it's pushed down when the sidebars are open, which is unusual. But I'm not sure if that's a beneficial feature or not. So we'll just leave it there for now. So now the tabbing works nicely, and it works on mobile too. Let's add general inputs. So first of all, we're going to go to guild for anything. We're going to add a special thing. So guild.js models, we're going to add blacklisted channel IDs as an array. So in command handler, what this will do is specify channels which commands cannot be executed in. So let's do that. Save guild channel is blacklisted. Save guild general dot blacklisted channel IDs dot includes the channel it was executed in. Message dot channel dot ID. If channel is blacklisted, return false. That's it. There's our channel blacklisting. So we want to edit our guild, so let's get into it. We're going to specify a put route eventually, so router.put, and it's going to be at servers ID module. We're going to validate the guild, and then we're going to have an async rec res, just empty for now, or try catch maybe. Okay. What is router.put? Well, it's the same as router.get, but it's a put request. Now, if we type HTTP verbs here, we can see the different things you can send to the server. Cool. So get is when we type in a URL in the browser. That's a get request. Now these other requests can't be sent in the same way, so you're gonna have to send them via code, I guess, or forms. So the get and post can be done by forms. The rest are, we have to use some special libraries to allow us to send put requests to the server from forms, because forms in HTML only support get and post requests. So we install two packages, body parser and method override. So in server.js, what we're also going to do, app.get, app.all. So that allows all types of HTTP verbs. Every type of request, it will go to 404 if it does not exist. Very cool. Okay. So we can import body parser here. Body parser equals. Import that. We're going to import method override here. So app.use method override, and we specify underscore method as a string. Now that's how we specify what method to override. We'll get onto that in a minute. So app.use body parser dot URL encoded, meaning HTML forms, extended true. There we go. So we're actually going to add the forms now. So modules, let's go in general. We're only going to do general for today, or for this series, because it's pretty obvious. Well, you'll know what to do after this video, I guess. Okay, so routes. So when we put request, we're just going to have a breakpoint here, so it's gonna flash orange. So from action, the action is where we're going to, I guess. So it's going to be, so in general, it's going to be this, and then the module here, which is general, and then it's going to have underscore method equals put, which overrides the form method, which we'll get onto. Save guild. I think we're using save guild. Are we passing it in? Let's make sure we are passing save guild in. I'm not entirely sure. So when we're sending or rendering the dashboard / show, we put in save guild and then await. So make sure this is async. And then await guilds. Now guilds dot get auto imported the ID. Very cool. We can also use guild. We'll use save guild down here though. Seems to be a problem. Oops. Okay, guild dot ID. I think that should work. And then plus the module, which is general. And then query string method underscore method equals put. And we also need servers here. Servers. And that should work. But we need a method equals post. I believe this is required. So it seems like a post request, but it's actually a put request, because method override changes this into the put request. And that allows us to send put requests via forms. That's F5. Or refresh. Okay, so we got nothing to post. So we're going to have columns of 3 times we're gonna have 4 of them. Or 4. We're gonna have 3 columns per row. Okay. Label, we're gonna have a label called prefix, and then we're gonna have an input type equals, so with inputs and HTML inputs. You can read a lot more about it here. There's a lot of inputs, by the way, and Bootstrap will help us style that if we put form control. We already have form group here, which is Bootstrap. So form control. And now type equals text, the default one. And value equals save guild dot prefix. And that, general dot prefix, and that will automatically load the value as our current prefix. And I'm in the wrong guild. Oh. That's weird, but I set it as that. Okay. Okay. So, we can also specify some validation attributes. HTML validation attributes. You can look more of that on MDN, I guess. So it allows us to make sure they're following specific rules to post the form. Also, in our guild model here, you can actually add validation in Mongoose, and on the back end, it is more secure and reliable if you do it there. So we're going to have label, and remember what we added here. Blacklisted channel IDs. Okay. Blacklisted channels. We don't show the IDs to the user. We're making a channel drop down here. Select. Okay. Here we also specify name equals, and then just prefix. Everything else will be sorted out. So general, dot general here, and then dot prefix. We'll get onto that in a minute. So general, select name equals the name, the key of the module. So what property, I guess, we're posting it to. We're changing, sorry. So blacklisted channel IDs. And then we're also going to make this a form control. And this is not required. They can add whatever they want. That's valid, I guess. So we already have a name. That's it. We can have multiple as an attribute. That will allow us to select multiple channels at once. Okay, each channel, we're going to iterate over the channels and display them. Of, oh, now this is weird, array.from, all the values in the guild. Cache dot values, and that should get all the values. Channel dot, we're just gonna log, we're just gonna have an option which goes with a select, and that's gonna have, I guess, just a name for now, so we can see it. 2 hashtags, or 1 hashtag for now, so you know what's going on. Go into that. Now we refresh. Oh, we get all the channels in the server, including categories and voice channels, which we don't want. We're gonna have another hashtag just to make sure this is a text channel, and they're not all text channels, remember. So we're gonna filter through the text channels. So c.type text. There we go. It's quite long, but it does the job. There we go. All the text channels in the server. Now, okay, we're gonna remove this breakpoint, and we're just gonna res.send. You sent a put request. Yay, you sent a put request. Okay, so when we post it, it will send us this as text. But how do we post this? We need a button, don't we? So, underneath row here, I'm going to specify. It has to be in the form, by the way. I'm going to specify a button. So, deflex, I'm going to center it. And then justify, content, center. So, button.btn success. And then inline we're gonna have a rocket, and then submit or save or whatever you want. And now in general we have this, and we can also have padding, so we can do that. And there we go. So this is now outside the form group, by the way. I changed the tabbing. Cool. And now change this to MY5. Okay. So now, when we type something and save, what happens? Have we refreshed? I don't think we have, so let's do that real quick. You sent a put request. Now when we try to refresh, it's confused, by the way. It's sending a GET request when we use the browser. So that's why we use forms to do this. And let's do that again. You sent a put request. Now. So put is for editing or updating, by the way. There's also patch that does a similar thing, and .delete. Very common ones. .delete, .patch, and then put. So, we're going to get the module, const module, and the ID. So rec.params, and then we're going to get the guild. So I believe this is right. Yep. Okay, saved guild dot, no dot, because we want them to use a dynamic module, and then equals rec.body. Now, body parser here. Why did we install body parser? Because when we send a request body, so when we send data, like an object to the server, it's stored in rec.body. And what that allows us to do is edit things on the internet, I guess. So saveguild.save. So rec.body is null without body parser. So we save it, and then we res.redirect back to the page they were on. Save dynamic. There we go. Server's ID. Now if it fails, we we catch the error, why not? And we JSON, I don't know. We haven't made a 500 page or 400 page. We can actually do that. Let's go. And make a 400 error page, which is bad request. So 400. And then, okay, I don't know why it says Earth here. I'm just going to get rid of that. This planet denied your request. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to, instead of sending that, instead of getting the error, we're just going to send or render errors / 400. Let's just throw an error so we can reproduce that for now. Oh, what just happened? We didn't refresh. Oh, this planet denied your request. Okay, that's okay. Now, let's see if it actually works, and we can update our guild config. Okay, let's set our prefix to dot. And it works. If we check again, it does work. So, it did save our guild, but our drop down here is not rendering the options that were selected, as you saw. So, how can we fix that? So we can have if, I guess, save guild dot channels dot cache dot has, and then the ID, channel ID, the ID, then render the option, and the option has an attribute called selected. It also has an attribute called value equals channel.id. Forgot about that. So else it's not selected. There we go. So blacklisted channels, did it again. That's for a map, by the way. Dot includes the channel ID. I did spell this wrong. I had an extra S, so that was causing this problem. But if it persists, that means the guild, the save guild does not, so the ID is this, it does not have blacklisted channel IDs on it. Okay, so one way to fix that is by manually deleting it. So usually that's done when you update the bot. You would like update or add certain things, properties to each of the documents programmatically. But it's usually done in updates when we add extra properties, so that is fine for now. Okay, so when we select these three, what happens? And we go back to general. Oh, they're selected. Let's look at the value in MongoDB Compass. Oh, we get the IDs of the channels that were selected. Very cool. So, in the next video, we will finish the dashboard and the series as well, and have some finishing touches, I guess. So, see you there.